Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of Terraria Hardcore with your host, Warren, otherwise known as DJ Random. Today I am going to be mining the last little bit of metal I need to finally finish a full metal set of armor. And that's going to be copper armor. But right now, as you can see, I'm mining around water. Now, when you're going through Terraria, you need to be careful about water because you can drown in it and you can die. And since I am a hardcore character, I want to be extra careful about mining around water as it is. So as you can see, I didn't go down into that water pocket this time because I didn't know if I could come back out or not really easily. So I'm headed over to that copper vein to the right. But there is a little pocket of water up there above the copper vein. If you can see it, it has a little squid in it and jellyfish. I'm sorry, not squid, jellyfish. And I like killing jellyfishes because they give you glow sticks. But first, I need to make sure I get all the metal I can, so I'm headed up to that little small vein of metal. And I'm going to get it out of the rock. Now, these little veins of metal, they won't be that important later on in the game, but right now, getting all the metal that I can helps tremendously. As you all know, I do keep a stack of some material, so if I need to get in or out of a situation, I can use that stack to build myself platforms. I need to build and craft a... Oh, my mind just went blank. I need to build and craft a chain so I can swing from the ceilings and hoist myself up. A grappling hook, that's what it's called. Need a grappling hook, but I haven't got around to making that yet. I think I will start on that after I get my first full set of armor made, but I want to make sure that I have the armor made first, then I can get the grappling gun. Excuse me, it's not a gun, it's just a grappling hook, and that way I will have the grappling hook when I fight the Eye of Cthulhu. Alright, so I got that little bit of metal and I'm headed over to the water, and I didn't see this bit of metal before, but I'm like, hey, you know, more copper, and I'm fine with that. Even after I build a copper piece of armor, I can use copper to build buildings, to make little pieces of decorative furniture and such, and I will get to actually building large creations after I defeat the first boss. That's when I'll start getting my my first town built. Now, as you can see, I made a mistake there. I went on through the rock without knowing what was below me, and I ended up falling into some water. Now, I did find a trap there, which is fine, and I went on, and wherever there's a trap, there is a pressure plate somewhere. So this is what I'm looking for right now. I'm looking for that pressure plate so I can grab it, because they always come in pairs, but sometimes you don't know where one or the other is. And the pressure plate looks like just a little bitty line on the ground, so sometimes I can't tell if where it is in the area, especially in a low light situation. That's why I got my torch out and I'm putting it up so I can see a little bit better. Of course, my goal isn't even the pressure plate, it is the metal. So I'm building myself up some platforms and I'm going to take that metal out. I have to be really careful about the water up there. It can drain either way. It can go to the right where I just went, which, you know, is just a thick pane of glass, thick pane of ice, I'm doing good today, folks. Or, so I would, what I should do is go down there and crack open the ice and let it go in there, but I'm not going to do that. In fact, I wasn't thinking when I started mining this area, and I accidentally let the water out without wanting it to be out. And that's what you have to be careful of doing, is mining yourself into bad situations without thinking about it beforehand. And so I'm sitting here mining, and I hit the block and down comes the water. It takes out my torch, and there's the jellyfish up there. So I just sighed a little bit, put the torch back up, and then finally found where the pressure plate was and went up to take care of the jellyfish, because you know I have to have glow sticks. Glow sticks are very important for when you're delving underwater and you need light. You can throw a glow stick out and it will glow underwater. There's not many items that can emit light underwater this early in the game, so glow sticks are very important. I believe you can buy them after one of the NPCs comes in, and I believe you can make them as well. But getting a free glow stick from a jellyfish is nice. I have the metal that I want. I have the metal I need. I was thinking about continuing on to the right, but you see all that yellow material? That is sand. And when you mine sand, it comes down on top of you. So I didn't want to deal with that right now. I actually just wanted to go back up and finally finish my full set of copper armor. Now, I don't know if you remember when I finished the wood armor, but when you have a full set of armor, it gives you a bonus defense. So, say my helmet was a defensive 1, my armor was a defensive 1, and my legs or greaves were a defensive 2. If you have armor of all the same material, you usually get a 1 or 2 point bonus on that. So if the armor had, if you added up all the armor total and it had a defensive 3, you'd end up with a defensive 5. So that's one of the things that you have to think about when you're early in this game. You're playing hardcore mode and you want to get yourself a better set of armor. The Eye of Cthulhu spawns if you have armor with a defense rating of 10. So if you have 3 pieces of armor that come to 7 or 8 and you get a 2 or 3 point bonus, that's going to put your defense up to 10. So that's just something to think about if you're playing through hardcore mode and you don't want to mess with Eye of Cthulhu right away. Always make sure your armor is under 10. And I believe I touched on that before, but this is a little bit more in depth. I am headed back up. I tried to jump up there, but I fell. And I'm going to be crafting my armor here in a second. This is what I've been working towards for the last few episodes, is getting enough metals to actually have a decent set of armor. I went ahead, I'm going to the forge. You have to go and smelt the metal down into bars, then you use the bars to make your armor. And here I am, smelting them down, and I'm going back over to where I need to be, getting the extra copper, putting it in my copper bar in my inventory, and I will have my full set of armor in just a minute. It's really exciting because, you know, this is something that we do playing through the game when you're not in hardcore mode without thinking. But it's taken me a while to get to this point this time because I've been trying to be a lot more careful about what I'm doing in the game. I want to make this hardcore character last as long as possible. here I go. I am heading over to the I am heading over to the anvil, crafting my helmet, and I believe that's the final piece I need. So I'm going to go over there and check. Yep. Look at that. Taking off my cosmetic hat, my rain hat that I've had on for the past few episodes, and here I am. Just a guy in armor. You can see that my defense is 6, and you know, I look pretty good for a pixelated guy sporting some medieval type armor, and I'm finally glad to get to that point. I think the defense rating without the bonus would be 4, but I have a 2 point bonus for the armor, so that works out. One thing, what I'm doing here is I'm trying to just start organizing my inventory and my boxes a little bit. You need to make sure that you start organizing your chest in your inventory from the beginning, because by the end of the game you're going to have so many chests, so many types of inventory that it'll take a long time to organize them. So my suggestion is, when you start getting a lot of items, make some chests, or grab the chests that you find in the world and start making chests for specific items, like a chest for metal, a chest for organic plants, a chest for statues, things like that. And here I am putting up my mannequin. This mannequin is how I keep my used armor. Is I make a wooden mannequin and then I put the armor on it that I don't need anymore, because it looks kind of neat and it kind of shows my progress throughout the game. So I'm going to go ahead and put the wooden armor that I had onto this mannequin, and it'll show what the armor looked like, the last bit of armor I had. What happens when you take the armor out of inventory a lot of times is it automatically goes to the vanity slot. So you have to take it out of the vanity slot and put it in the inventory, in the hotbar actually, which I'm going to do in just a second. And then after you put it in the hotbar, you can put it on the mannequin. So here we go. I will have a fully armored out mannequin in just a moment. Now I like having a bunch of these, especially as I go through the old armor, because I think it looks cool. You can build yourself a trophy room, have a bunch of mannequins there wearing your old armor. It's really neat. Now, in the PC version, you can actually put your old equipment and such on plates and put them on your walls like trophies. The PS4 version doesn't have that ability yet, and I can't wait until it comes to the PS4 version, because I like having trophy rooms. I like showing off my progress throughout the game. Plus, you can also build those mannequins, and you can put all the vanity items that you're not wearing on it at the moment as well. It's fun. I really enjoy this game. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't play it as much as I am now. As you can see, I'm continuing to organize my chests and such, because it has to be part of the game. You have to have some type of organizational skills, or else by the end of the game everything just becomes like your inventory exploded all over your chests all the time. And it really helps you when you're looking for something, when you want to craft, to have a little bit of organizational skills in these chests. Hey, maybe organizing the chest will help you in real life to get better organized. I don't know. I'm not that organized of a person, but this game has helped me look at my own life and decide what I need to do. I know that's kind of weird, but it's true. Also, in the PC version, you can name your chests. In the PS4 version, you can't. I don't like that. I want the chest naming feature to be in the PS4 version, so I can just walk past a chest and know what's in it without having to go inside the chest itself. That makes organizational decisions a lot easier. Just wanted to say thank you for listening. Thank you for everybody that's listened through the whole series so far. My name is Warren Bennett, otherwise known as DJ Random. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you for everything. Come back Thursday for episode 8. You have a great evening and have a good one.